Don't.
You
You
hit the
gotta
movie
hit it
first.
first.
No, just
And then, yeah, and
How
then
did you know when to click it?
you go.
Oh, hello there.
Wow, welcome to Clickbait Sports. I am steering the ship today, so you know it's gonna suck just a little bit more. We are here with 5 points. Vids, Tom Grossi, Urinating Tree, and Bengal, the world's greatest Cincinnati Giants fan, Daniel Jones enthusiast, and lover of things. Scooter's not here today, so Bengal's going to take over Scooter's spot down in the square. It's like Hollywood Squares.
Replacing a scooter. I feel like I'm a bike for every 12-year-old.
Hey,
Well,
now, when did Tree's mom get brought up in? Hey, we're starting
well.
off like that.
You would say that,
Whoa.
you sick bastard. And
We
yes,
do.
we can swear today.
Yes,
I am not donating any money to the quarters.
We do have a lot to talk about today. There's some stuff happening, some championships that have been won, some championships that have been lost for other people. We've got the Olympics coming up. The Seattle Kraken had a draft, a expansion draft. I don't even know how the hell that works, but we're going to find out. And if you've never watched the show, the way the show works with our super chats is you donate to the YouTuber that you want to see get punished the hardest. Tom is sort of serving a punishment right now.
Sure.
His big punishment where he has to dress up like a giant bottle of lube.
It's in China. It's literally in a processing facility in China.
Good.
I checked today. But
Yeah.
before I want to address this punishment, so if there was a game 7 tonight, I was going to veto the punishment because of superstition. I wouldn't want to buy a Suns jersey, but obviously they won and I couldn't get it in time. So instead of vetoing, I just donated to a Phoenix-based charity the cost of a jersey.
Wow.
And still dressed up.
Wow.
So
fair enough. Fair enough.
wait, that's we want to reconcile that. So.
Yeah, that's very kind of you.
And I still learned the
Yeah,
dance
but
moves. It was really weird.
I just kind of think that instead it's not a punishment anymore. You're dunking on the Suns now. Look,
I mean,
at your
that's a
jersey.
you problem. That's what you said for me to do. So
Fair enough.
So
I did the dance moves. Like it's
Tom
Yeah.
was at the game. He was at Game 6. He saw Milwaukee defeat the Phoenix Suns, in kind of, I don't want to say dominant, but it was authoritative the way Giannis Antetokounmpo really just took over that game. I know Bengal, huge basketball fan, watched every minute of the finals.
Didn't
And
miss a second.
your observation after the game was that Giannis is better than LeBron James.
It's
in
not
my
even a
book.
debate now. He's won a championship. I don't even know how you could argue it. He's got the most letters in his name. It's not even
Not even
close to
close.
Michael Jordan or LeBron James in that regard. It's just close the book. It's done and done. Giannis is the best ever. The best player ever to play for the Bucks even. Not even Lou Alcindor can compete.
Yeah, I don't even know who the second guy you named is. That's how good he is.
You might know him by his other name, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh,
Does that sound more familiar?
this guy from Airplane.
Yeah, I prefer the cooler name.
Listen, I will, since I actually watch basketball occasionally, I will say that Giannis right now is better than LeBron, right?
Wow.
That is a scorching take.
We
yes.
need a sound effect for that.
LeBron, to me, getting a little long in the tooth as a certain old guy I am. I understand what it's like to get old and just be decrepit and your back or your side just hurt for no reason. Like you
I can
just
relate to
sleep
that.
wrong and you wake up and you're like, oh, what the fuck is going on with my shoulder? But no, Giannis is the best player in the NBA, and that is not recency bias. He's complete. He can score. He can pass. He can play defense. He is a monster. He is unguardable. That's another thing. And that's the way LeBron was in his peak. Giannis is only 26 years old. And like Bengal said, no one's going to take him down in the vowels department. That is just it's unstoppable. No one even knows how to pronounce his name properly.
Yeah, but did he have to go to college?
I think so. I think they give an accredited degree if you can pronounce Giannis Antetokounmpo's name.
Because LeBron didn't have to go to college, and to me, that's pretty significant.
Oh no, Giannis skipped college. He did not go to college. He was drafted straight out of Greece.
Yes, he did go to college. Michael Jordan. He had to play 4 years there.
Yeah. No, he played 3.
What an idiot.
3 years.
And he won a national championship. Well, Michael Jordan's rise to his greatness was very similar to Giannis's rise to now the greatest player in the NBA has ever seen, because he has 1 championship and that's it. That's all he needed, So I think, honestly, Giannis will be the greatest person ever to live.
Bengal, I have a serious question, though, because you tweet sarcastic shit like all the time. And
I had to put it in my bio. So, because so many people would get so upset when I say something ridiculous.
Yeah, do you enjoy seeing people get upset and angry with you?
More than you can imagine. More. I'll just tweet out something just absolutely ridiculous. My favorite are the rankings. I'll do a top 10 quarterbacks ever, and I'll do I have a formula, we'll say, for it, and I'll do one guy that everyone agrees is number 1, and so Tom Brady will put at number 1. I'll put him at number 3 or something. I'll put someone at number 3 or 4. I'll move them up to number 1, and then I'll throw somebody in the top 5 or 10 that doesn't even touch. I'll have
Boomer Esiason.
Yeah, exactly. Boomer Esiason, Joe Namath, Tom Brady, and there's Tom Brady at number 3. They don't even mention that I put Joe Flacco in the top 5.
Right.
It's so mad. But that's the highlight of my day. Sometimes it's just making people upset because they don't get it.
I don't know if I could. Yeah, I respect that, because I don't know if I could take the criticism. I responded to your tweet and said, if you took away all of Jordan's flaws, all of LeBron's flaws, and just focused on their strengths, that's what Giannis is. And the amount of people giving me shit for that, I was like, I don't think I could handle these.
They don't get it, but that's why it makes it better for the people that do get it. They love it even more. I think there's so much. We talked about the LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Giannis argument as the 3 obvious GOATs of basketball, and everyone wants to discredit Giannis. But if you just remove everything that Giannis is bad at, he's clearly the best.
Oh, hold on. Oops. Hold on. Well, I wanted to. Sorry, I interrupted.
I was trying to plug his channel.
I wish you were on your YouTube revenue page.
No. Well, here's the thing. There are so many idiots out there. Let's just call them idiots that buy into stupid things. I want to show you guys this clip, right? And then I want to show you the comments underneath it, and this will absolutely blow your mind. Okay, hold on.
Okay,
this is a clip of Ichiro Suzuki here. Hold on. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's amazing.
It has an unbelievable amount of likes to dislike. People go, wow, he had some power, Ichiro, on that bunt.
So here's me.
You can see Ichiro Suzuki doing that too.
I
remember when this happened. That's amazing.
I commented, I remember when this happened, and people are seriously saying, no, this did not happen.
Yeah, I love the people. I don't even think it's the people who are commenting. They're obviously really stupid, but it's the people who are liking that, being like, oh, that is a good point. That actually didn't happen. I think they're the next level of evolved moron.
I think sarcasm is a hard time translating via text, so I think that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, that's true.
Agreed.
This guy says, I have a great sense of humor, but I'm asking, can we put jokes aside? Is that an actual clip that really happened? It has to be an edited trick for the sake of humor, right? This guy is 100% dead serious. And then
that's the best comment.
I hope it's a joke, because that makes it even better.
I was there, I think, for that game.
I was there too. So that's just how life works. by the way.
Tom.
Yeah, how's it
You were
going
there. You were in the thick of it. I'm going to be honest. I was rooting for Milwaukee to win so you could experience that. And I was also a little worried because it looked like the party was going to be crazy there. I thought maybe you might not survive. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, there were some gunshots. There were some gunshots. That was at like, I think that was at like 1 a.m., something around there. Yeah, so I mean, the only way I was able to go to this, right, is I was only going to buy Game 6 tickets if they won Game 5, and because if like they could have lost the whole thing, like I didn't want to be anywhere near Milwaukee if that occurred. But if they could have won, then like I try to get there. So the last few minutes of Game 5 were super duper close, and I'm on ticket. Yes. And I'm on Ticketmaster, literally like refreshing because there's these tickets that like keep on popping in and out, and like someone's just throwing in their cart and then letting them go, and as time expires. So I was able to get them. The problem is I have to buy 2 tickets, and like those tickets are expensive. Like they're super duper expensive. So I bought the tickets. I as soon as they won with like 3 minutes left, I bought the tickets. And I was like, all right, hopefully I can just sell this ticket. And as soon as they won, the prices shot the hell up. And so like the person behind me, so like I'll tell you what I paid for it. So like the one ticket was $2,600. And I was like, holy crap, right? So as soon as they won, the people behind me, like scalpers, jacked up their prices to over $5,000.
Oh, shit.
And so I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to charge that much, even though my seats are closer, because like that's ridiculous. So I undercut them, and it wound up selling no problem, and it paid for more than half my ticket. So like standing room only was $1,500, and I paid 17-ish for 3 rows away from the court. Like still
you were close.
An insane amount of money, but it was incredible. But yeah, so we went. First quarter was fantastic. Second quarter, we're never going to talk about ever again. And then like as it got closer, because third quarter was tied in the fourth quarter. Thank you, Ryan.
So true, Ryan. Very true.
Ryan.
He's so true, dude. He's right. He's not wrong.
We should just
get
it's not a podcast.
That popped up.
We actually print that out and make that as a poster.
Hey, Ryan, it's not a podcast, idiot.
It technically is. It technically is a podcast, Brandon. So he is correct.
Podcast, you use your ears. This, you got to have your eyes.
No, you can use it as background noise while doing other shit.
So anyway, got it. Fourth quarter's nuts. People are starting to go insane. They win the entire thing, and like the place it was so loud in there. Like I did a vlog of it and had to lower it like significantly because it would have blown out speakers. Like it was nuts. So there was like a huge celebration like in the stadium. I'm surprised people didn't rush the court, to be completely honest with you. But it was nuts. And then going out in Milwaukee, I thought it was going to be significantly worse, but there was so many cops. But yeah, people were like passed out on the streets. People were getting dragged out of bars. There was a shooting that happened that like I literally heard it. I heard like pop, pop, and I'm like, it doesn't sound like firecrackers. And then I heard pop, 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 and I was like, that's definitely not. But the cops didn't do anything, so I was like, all right, I guess we're cool. And I still kept walking to the bar.
They're like, that's normal.
I'm a little confused. Let me chime in here for a second.
Yeah.
Why are you surprised that they were shooting? It's the NBA in 2021. That's no one drives to the rack anymore.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't surprised. I was just thinking maybe they were celebrating with firecrackers, but nope. Honestly, would have been more surprising if there wasn't, because like they won. But honestly, though, like I was expecting people like climbing on like street lamps and stuff like that. People were jumping into the river off bridges, but yeah.
Did they lube up the poles again?
No, they didn't. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they had 65,000 people outside that stadium, and nobody climbed anything. And I was like, really?
That's interesting. I mean, I feel like they're just more relieved that they've won a championship more than anything.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot. I think maybe because like
it's the first time in 50 years.
Yeah, maybe because it was like
Brewers haven't won anything. Like Bucks haven't won anything, and they don't have Green Bay, but that's Green Bay.
Back from 2011, yeah.
Any overturned cars?
You're hilarious.
Nothing on fire, no overturned cars. Like, at least not from what I saw. And I mean, I was like in the surrounding area the whole time. Like, it was just a bunch of drunk people, and all the bars decided to charge a $20 cover to get in. And I was like, oh, it's like I'm in New York. So, yeah, it was a great time, though. I mean,
it was a Midwest riot.
Yeah. It was a lot of singing. Polite. A lot of Celine Dion playing out of bars. Yeah, it was.
Nobody ate horse feces like in Philly.
No one punched. There wasn't even a police force to punch, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it was just like pure euphoria. Like people were just so ridiculously, insanely happy. Like people fought in the Deer District. Like I heard some altercations in there. But
what are you fighting about after a championship?
There was like a few. There's only a few porta potties, and there's 65,000 people. So like maybe
that's what the street is for.
Yeah. But
how many Suns fans were actually in the arena?
So like there was actually a lot more for Game 4. There was one behind me, and there was one like in the row that was like in my row, a few seats down. But it seemed like the vast majority were Bucks fans, like vast majority. So,
what
celebrities? Sorry.
Yeah, there was. I think Chance was there. Gucci Mane was there. Aaron Jones was there. Donald Driver, Kuhn was there. And everyone was like screaming. It was great. Kanye West was supposed to show up, but I don't think he did, or at least they didn't show him on camera. So yeah, those were like some of the big ones that came.
What was the beer you were drinking?
What happened?
You were trying to get on the jumbo screen beer.
I got on the jumbo screen like right before the game started, like doing the Bucks in 6, and I was just like, haha. And then like the cameraman and I like kept making eye contact, and I'd be like on like the tail end. So I literally went and bought a Spotted Cow beer at halftime, and I was like, I'm gonna chug it, and we're gonna get on screen. And I kept trying to make eye contact with him, and I just he just didn't see me or completely ignored me. And
or he got weirded out by you staring at him.
Exactly. I mean, I just licked my lips a few times, so I mean, I don't know why he made it weird, but anyway, at one point, like they were about to win, so I literally gave my camera to the guy next to me, and I was like, "Hold this! I'm chugging this beer because at least we're doing it for something." And
for
it was
posterity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, it was a good night.
Yes, and the type of beer is I think that I remember seeing it's New Glarus Spotted Cow, right?
Yes.
I'm not a big Saison guy, but how does that taste? That seems to be a Milwaukee staple.
It's a Milwaukee favorite. I mean, I'll be honest, like it's not the greatest beer I've had, but it's a good light beer.
Uh-oh.
No, it's a good light beer.
That'll get you killed.
Yeah. It's a good light beer. It's very drinkable. Like, and I was happy to that's all I drank while I was there. Like, I got a picture of it before the game, and it was $12. And I'm like, I love Wisconsin so much.
I think it's Riverfront Brewery I've been to. That's a nice place too.
So yeah, no, dude, it was unbelievable. Like, it was just insanely awesome.
So one thing I want to ask the group: what is the loudest decibel sport you've experienced at a sporting event where, like, because you said, Tom, it was extra loud in there. Obviously it was a cacophony, which is a big word that I'm busting out. More polysyllabic than Giannis's name right there. Look at me, I'm a Susquephillian, just expunging big words out of my mouth. No, I'm just saying, what is the loudest experience, Bengal? What is the loudest in your memory that you've ever heard?
It's a sad one, jumps to mind instantly. I live in Houston, and I'm a Yankees fan, as I grew up in New Jersey, about an hour away from the stadium in the Bronx. And I went to some playoff games in 2019. I went to the ALCS, and I watched Aroldis Chapman hang a slider. I could actually hear the buzz from Altuve's buzzer as he knew it was going to be an off-speed pitch. And Altuve hit it probably about maybe 50 feet away from me in left field. And I watched it fly, and I walked out of the stadium.
And you to deafening roars of
it was really loud.
That's a tough one.
It was almost as loud as my crying in that event.
Well, is it as bad as Aroldis Chapman's awkward smile during it? Like,
I didn't see that until I watched the video later because I'm a glutton for punishment. Maybe I'll go back and see if they actually did walk it off. Why do I watch that? The video is terrible.
Brandon, you loudest experience ever?
Oh, just every Broncos game you ever go to. Like, the fans show up. Maybe we don't have the decibel record, but Old Mile High Stadium, that shit used to shake. Like, just maybe shoddy construction. I don't know, but the atmosphere always very nice.
Arrowhead's louder. Fight me.
What about you, Tree? What was the loudest?
Loudest was probably the AFC Championship game against the Ravens before Super Bowl 43. Like, that was loud. When Polamalu returned that interception for a touchdown, when you Get Steelers fans, when you get them listening to Renegade, the decibel rate automatically increases by about 10 to 15 decibels. And then Polamalu makes this amazing pick on Joe Flacco, runs it all the way to the end zone. The place explodes. And that pretty much sealed the game. Like, that was the loudest I've seen a stadium go.
Was that when they went? That was 2013, you said?
2009.
2009. Oh, so that was when they
before the Super Bowl
Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was actually at a soccer game. I saw the U.S. play Portugal at RFK Stadium, and the U.S. scored a goal in the second half, and it was so loud I was screaming. I could not hear myself scream. Like, it was literally like I was screaming at the top of my lungs, but it was worthless because everyone else was screaming, and I thought that my eardrums were going to pop. It was that loud. It was a record crowd for RFK. It was like 59,000 people, and I felt my insides shake,
vibrate.
Yes,
it was probably Tuesday. The only one I can think that comes close was against the Giants, the Hail Mary before half, like to Cobb, because Lambeau lost its mind when that happened. But yeah, that's the only other one I could think that came close.
How many Hail Marys did Rodgers have that season? 2 or 3?
He was like the Hail Mary god. I mean, because like he had like a span where he did it in Detroit, then he did it in Arizona in the playoffs, and then he did it again like the following year. Like, yeah, he just was just like lobbing them up there, and there's like, I'm gonna get him, Jeff Janis.
He did more Hail Marys that year than a criminal in confession, right?
Or than the Packers are doing right now.
Tom,
you have what was your Aaron Rodgers update?
Yeah, so because what was great is while I was on the plane going to Green Bay, my phone blew up, and I was like, no. And apparently, so Adam Schefter came out and basically said that they offered him a 2-year extension to make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. But like that was already reported back.
Yeah, that was old news.
Yeah, it was old. We just didn't know. Like we guessed that it was going to be like the most amount of money that a QB could make. But then what happened was Stephen A. Smith went on like a tirade and basically said like, it's, the Packers disrespecting Aaron Rodgers and how come people can't understand that. And Shailene Woodley retweeted that, and then Shailene Woodley's mom retweeted that. So like it's the most like passive aggressive. Like Rodgers didn't retweet anything, but like
Shailene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
My new favorite actress all time.
Never gonna get old.
Man, how do I download that one from my iTunes library?
Apple Music and Spotify.
Yes.
Yeah. It's out of stock, guys.
Tom has made his allotted time, by the way. Just FYI.
What's that? Oh,
Tom has made his allotted time.
Oh, okay.
We got an appearance from a Mr. Scooter Magruder. Currently on vacation.
Oh.
He is in he's in the
Yellowstone. He's in Yellowstone.
Yeah, he's in Jellystone, and he's having a picnic basket. Oh wow, someone's really going hard at Perna right there. I hope you're having a wonderful time, Scooter, and you're having a great time looking at cacti and things like that.
Let's
maybe you'll see Lightning McQueen
back location.
Yes,
so people can find him and say hello.
Yes. Who the heck is this guy?
I guess that's in regard to me.
I guess.
Bingle.
Man, that's
he doesn't know Bengal? Come on.
I guess not, dude. What do you got to do around here?
Whoa, Kip Gaming, what are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Someone super chats are
about
to catch fire.
I knew this was going to happen the moment the Bucks won.
I told you it was coming. The tree
was I knew it was going to come. I knew the moment that happened.
Tom needs to be punished, though.
$300 to Tree. So let's go to Tree and what he's going to talk about today.
Well, I'm going to talk about how I'm going to be heinously fucked. Also known as let's talk about the Olympics.
Lined up.
Speaking of shit shows, the Olympics is turning into one right now. There's a lot of chaos going in through the whole situation. COVID has already infested the COVID-free zones. I think up count is now 6 have tested positive. 6 athletes. There are a couple that have been turned down. I know Coco Gauff, like a really good female tennis player. she's forced to withdraw because of a COVID outbreak. Like there was I think a blind like swimmer for the U.S. team, I believe, that her mother couldn't join her, even though she's her personal assistant, and she had to withdraw. I think like the one of the main like PR guys for the Olympics in Japan had to like resign because of a Holocaust joke.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. He had made like insensitive remarks.
Yeah, like insensitive, like really just heinous shit. And it's like, dude, you can't do
we
that.
not behave?
The moment you talk about that is pretty much just put a target on me and shoot me right between the eyes. That's pretty much the only thing you can say, especially in that regard. But the Olympics are starting tomorrow. No fans. It is probably creepy as hell. The only reason why they're going through with it is because the IOC needs that money. The NBC needs to recruit that money for spending for the rights. And Japan spent a shitload of money updating and modernizing everything that's probably going to be abandoned if we are to look at Beijing's Olympics or Athens Olympics or Sydney or any of the other wonderfully abandoned Olympic stadiums. So in the meantime, Brandon, favorite Olympic sport and why?
Oh, it's going to be skateboarding, which I've waited my whole stupid life to see in the Olympics. Age 12. I picked up a skateboard because I thought people would think I was cool if I learned how to do it. And I don't know how well that worked out, but like people were talking about skateboarding being in the Olympics when I first like started. It was in like the Thrasher magazines, the Trans World magazines. And now it's finally here, and now I might actually watch because of that. And the funny thing now is I don't know any of the modern day skateboarders because I've detached from that world. But very excited to see skateboarding.
Were you a fan of Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, as a child?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone played that game.
That video game was so good.
Yeah, I think they're trying to bring it back, like as like a remake, right?
Yeah,
I know
they
it
have
kind of
to.
lost its way, but it's like trying to come back now. I know
Yeah, when they went with the peripherals and all that, it got a little crazy. Like because you'd have this fake board that you would like stand on and try to do Tony Hawk's, but then now it's come back to where it should be, which is just doing crazy types of sequential tricks where you're just rail sliding all around the board. But it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh yeah. 5 favorite Olympic sport. Is it beach volleyball? Or is it just volleyball?
No, I can only watch
definitely
that for about
women's
45.
beach volleyball for Adam.
Yeah, I can only watch that for about 45 to 60 seconds. I always have to have a towel ready.
That's what I figured. That's exactly what I figured.
Especially when Brazil plays, like Sweden or something like that. I'm just like, let's go. Let me get a beach towel out. Personally, I like the track and field. I usually pay attention to that the most. Yeah, I just like the hurdles because I know that if I ever tried to run the hurdles, it would be very comical. It'd be like, how in the comics when someone steps on a rake and it hits them in the face, that would be me trying to run the hurdles. Like I would try to jump over and then just, probably manscape myself.
Sideshow Bob, your sideshow
breakdancing is a sport in 2024. Yep, there was some other band from Japan. The baby was banned.
Yes, that was another banning. The lady who's breastfeeding can't bring her baby to give it titty milk. So I don't think she's going. Yeah. Or maybe she has to.
It's BS. It's a little too far. I mean, you already have COVID in there. I know Japan's having a bit of a wave, but at the same time, like they're also having the wonders of anti-sex beds because Olympic Village is known for there's a lot of that going on. I think there was something like 15,000 condoms used in the 16 Olympics.
I think I had one of those.
It's like a purge.
Oh yeah, that's how it is. Like, dude, do you realize these are people in the peak of their athletic prime? Like, they're just gonna do it wherever, not just on a bed. Like, when there is a lack of access, there will be a way. That's why. People have sex in the back of their cars. That's why
Jurassic Park
in alleyways. That's why people have sex in just wherever they want to go. Because when the urge goes on, it's like whatever. It's just like if it's on behind a wall or I don't know, they'll do it. They don't need an anti-sex bed to do that. And speaking of awkward, Tom, what's your favorite sport?
Listen, I think table tennis is being slept on, and I think
ping pong is good stuff, man.
They go hard. I have to say though, over the years, like gymnastics has been it's impressive as hell. Like I couldn't do like a single like they just like spin and it's the easiest thing they do, and I'm like I would hurt myself doing that. Like it is incredibly impressive and like just in awe. I would say that, but yeah, I like me some ping pong.
Everybody
Good
loves
choice.
Ping pong.
Yes,
People love a good ping pong.
I like the ping pong.
Bengal, last but not least, I'm not going to make this awkward for you like everyone else. What's your favorite Olympic sport?
I feel like when you lead in with "I'm not going to make it awkward," and puts it out into the air. I don't know.
I mean, dude, I'm the king of that. Don't worry.
I used to be into the Olympics when I was a little bit younger, but like, I don't know. It just doesn't really do it for me. I like the track and field. The last guy I really could get behind was Oscar Pistorius. So that one really didn't work out so well. Yeah. So I've just been staying away recently. So
my favorite personally, it's more of an Olympic sport. It's the biathlon because it's a bunch of people randomly skiing around cross country, and then they take guns and start shooting targets. And they do that like 3 times.
Do you think the Olympics would be more popular if it happened like every summer or every
year? It'd be
every
less
2 years is
popular.
perfect.
yeah.
Gotta
And-
wait.
I don't know.
And one more question before we give this segment a much-needed mercy killing. Are any of you actually going to watch the Olympics?
I always watch the Olympics. First of all, Bingo, I would back you up on that Oscar Pistorius.
He
thing, but I
was a
don't really
real
have-
winner for a little while. He had what's called a short prime.
But I don't
Everything went
really,
downhill.
Yeah, I don't really have a leg to stand on there for to defend him. No, I'm definitely. I always watch the Olympics. I think they only come, just like me being married. They only come once every 4 years. So you gotta watch. You gotta watch them when they're here.
Why are we still calling it the 2020 Olympics?
Because it's the same reason why they called the Euros the 2020
Dude,
Euros. It's because
did
it was
you
supposed
see,
to happen
like,
in 2020.
the logo for the 2020 Olympics was like so perfect, and then they like try to update it, and it looks so terrible, and they're just like, we're just gonna stick with the 2020.
It's just 2020. The logo design.
Like it looked so good because like it was like Tokyo, so it was like the O's, like they were like the zeros, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. And the one, they're like, well, crap, like we have.
Did they try to edit it on their phone? And they
they're in Microsoft Paint, and they're like, we can't do anything with this.
Let's just draw one over it. Mm-hmm.
They're like the Los Angeles Rams. They're like, we're not going to pay somebody to do our logo over again.
We'll just go Best Buy.
Yeah. Except they got it right when they tried. Bengal question: didn't you used to have a Champ Bailey jersey in the background there?
Yeah, I alternated depending on the sport. We're in baseball season now. I had to throw Fernando in there. But yeah, Champ Bailey, one of my favorites ever. So he might make an appearance during football season at some point. We'll see if he plays for the Saints this year. I think he's in training camp.
Is that an Aaron Rodgers helmet? I do see
it is. Yes,
I think I noticed the signature. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you! Signature. You're like a memorabilia hound over there.
Well, a lot of it was sent to me, so I haven't resold it or anything. I have a Todd Gurley Falcons. Like, I didn't get that. I have a Jason Witten Raiders. It's not like I was clamoring on eBay looking for the steal of a Jason Witten Raiders helmet. But I have it. I think it probably would be more if I just erased the Jason Witten signature and just repackaged it as a Raiders helmet. Might be able to get a little bit more for it.
Jason Witten to me is my most hated player. Like whenever the Cowboys needed a first down and it could be like 3rd and 18, he would get exactly 19 yards. And I'd be like, son of a bitch, on a bubble screen, like some type of underneath route. I'd be like, you got to cover Jason Witten, him and Cole Beasley too. It's like, can you not just hit Cole Beasley at the line? Okay. Just shove him down, knock him off his route, but then he'd always get open and catch a first down. But I'm having Cowboys trauma
flashbacks
right now. Good thing Scooter's not here to dunk on me.
What are you doing? The Kraken, Adam?
Yes. Tree mercifully made it through his segment.
Yeah, this is why you don't have me host anything, because it just goes completely off the rails and everything just falls to shit.
All right,
there's a reason why I rarely host this.
That's why I actually put together notes. So the NHL held an expansion draft yesterday or last night, And the big understory here is that ESPN is taking over the NHL's broadcasting rights. And this is like their first event since the 90s when Gary Thorne was calling games. And they used to have the little puck tracker on there. You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Too young. It was a total shit show last night. So all the picks were leaked 10 hours before the draft. So everyone knew who was getting picked ahead of time.
Wow.
And so like just a worthless surprise party where everyone has found out that the party's happening and everyone sort of half-heartedly jumps out and goes, surprise. They were announcing picks that everyone knew, and they still went ahead with it even though everything was spoiled. It was like sitting in a theater or renting a movie with a friend who's always like, remember that scene right there. Remember that. And you're just like, would you just shut up and let me watch? Let me take in the movie by myself. Okay.
Like they're trying not to spoil it, but they spoil it for you.
Yes. Yeah. Because they want to show you that they know, right? They're like, now why would he do that right there? And you're just like, because I don't fucking know. I'm watching the movie, right? I'll watch it again if it was good enough for me to watch it. So
you notice anything weird about Bruce Willis in this scene right now? Seems like he's alive to you.
Why aren't the pigeons going in the air in A Beautiful Mind when the little girl is running around? You didn't notice that, did you?
Spoilers.
Anyways, yeah. Spoiler alert. So here are the shit show things that happened. Gary Bettman called it, so the arena in Seattle is called Climate Pledge Arena. Gary Bettman called it Climate Change Arena. An entire arena dedicated to climate change.
How can they have an entire arena based on something that isn't real?
Yes, it's an apparition in the middle of the Seattle desert out there.
The arena, Bruce Willis.
And Bengals canceled now for
Climate Change Arena. It's just going to be something that's part of Waterworld too. So
yeah, they just increase. They like just pump water in and raise it like an inch every year, and they're just like, oh, what? I'm sorry, it's getting hotter in here. I didn't notice. And just like up at a degree.
You walk in and just all types of carbon monoxide is in there, and you just get dizzy and shit. You're just like, oh, Climate Change Arena. It's terrible. Someone called the Carolina Hurricanes the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, they did.
And then subsequently, both Twitters changed their logos. The Panthers changed theirs to the Carolina Hurricanes logo, but in the Panthers colors. And then the Hurricanes changed their logo to the Panthers, but that sketched out drawing of the Panthers as their logo.
That's good social media.
Yes. And then Gary Payton. So this was my favorite part. Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, ex-Seattle Sonics players, were asked to introduce the pick from the Colorado Avalanche. And clearly Sean Kemp had not researched how to pronounce the young man's name, which is fine because right. Hockey players have horrendous names like Kontaniemi and Pear Juice or Thomas Plekanec, which is not spelled that way.
Earlier.
Right. So I have arranged the clip of Sean Kemp. By the way, Gary Payton and Sean Kemp look terrible. Okay, they are not aging well at all. No. But let's watch.
That's unnecessary, Adam.
Of Sean Kemp announcing the pick.
Beloved Colorado Avalanche, with so much talent they couldn't leave everybody protected. So who's going to be a new member of the Kraken and disappoint some Avalanche fans?
Oh man, we took Jonas Dinskali.
I thought he said Jonas Dinskali.
His name is Jonas Donskoy, by the way. That's the prop. Now, for me, as I have mispronounced things horribly on my channel, and I don't claim to be a pronunciation expert, but that was pretty bad. You also had Marshawn Lynch announcing.
He didn't even bother to say Yarncroak, which I don't blame him for.
Yeah. He was just like, whoever this guy is. I was disappointed that he said he wasn't there, so he won't get fined. That was
did
a
not
little,
say that. That would
have been tight.
The problem with the draft was that they pre-filmed all these introductions, and so whoever was on set there started leaking these picks out, and then these journalists that we have did not control themselves. They were just like Adam Schefter. Every time a little piece of information about Aaron Rodgers comes across his desk, he was like, tweet now. And this guy, Frank Cervelli, basically leaked all the picks by 1 o'clock. Now, Tree, were there any trades today?
No, there wasn't any like trades involving the expansion draft selections, which is kind of weird. There were a couple trades. I know Tyler Pitlick got traded to Calgary for a 4th round pick.
But we knew that like yesterday.
Yeah. Pitlick was getting traded. A couple others too. Shane Gostisbehere got traded to Arizona with a 2nd round pick and a 7th round pick for Arizona to take that salary. So Ghost is gone. Alex Nedeljkovic, who was 3rd for the Calder Trophy, really good. Carolina didn't want to pay him this arbitration. I think they only offered him $1.5 million. They trade him to Detroit for an unrestricted free agent and Jonathan Bernier and a 3rd round pick. They got traded for pennies on the dollar.
Bernier is still active?
Yeah, Bernier is still active. He might be a Hurricane. And you just traded a goalie who emerged as a pretty decent option for next to nothing. So congratulations, Carolina.
I can see.
I love you a lot. Maybe they thought they were the Carolina Panthers and thought they would have Christian McCaffrey in that. I don't know.
I can see by the level of excitement in Tom and Bengal that this is.
I know exactly what's going on here. Yeah,
I actually have a really important question related to hockey. Like, and I would love an answer. Okay,
dude, if Milwaukee had a hockey team, you would bandwagon that shit so much, Tom. Don't even get me started on that.
Sure. Anyway, going to the question that I have. So, Wayne Gretzky, right? Pretty well-known guy. Pretty well-known guy. I think he's 60 now, something like that.
Yeah,
he's older. Okay. What would stop the Kraken in order to increase their revenue for signing Wayne Gretzky to a contract in which then they would do like a 60-40 split, maybe a little 70-30 split. They get a bunch of revenue. Everyone thinks, oh man, Wayne Gretzky's making a comeback when he's 60. Those jerseys sell like hotcakes. They make a lot of money, and then Wayne Gretzky just sits on the bench. What is stopping that from happening?
Probably Wayne Gretzky. I think he's at the top of that list.
I think even in Seattle, I don't think they have enough weed in Seattle to pull that off. Like, they would need to get high as hell. And then
I think that's like a great way to just launder a ton of money. Like,
so what's funny is Gordie Howe, who a lot of people argue was better than Wayne Gretzky. That's the ultimate debate, is, you know, Gordie Howe being the GOAT over Gretzky, which to me is not really an argument.
Lemieux's the GOAT. He just couldn't stay healthy.
I think it's Peter
Gordie
Forsberg, guys.
Howe played into his 60s, and if you think LeBron James is just waiting to play with Bronny James, Gordie Howe played with his kids out there. He had like 2 of his sons, and he played for the Hartford Whalers or something like that. Yeah.
He's the Frank Gore of hockey.
Yes. His last professional season, I think, was in his 50s. So maybe they could get Gretzky to come back. Now, Bengal, I want to ask you, who is your favorite hockey player?
Used to love watching Bobby Orr growing up, but other than that, there's no one that comes close.
You've been saying that for years too.
Yeah, it's just because it goes back to my childhood as a boy in Boston in 1950.
Can you name one active hockey player?
I could probably name many.
Okay.
But I don't watch. I just happen, you pick up things. Sidney Crosby, he's got to be active. That's for Tree, right?
Mason Crosby too.
Mason Crosby, yeah.
Great kicker. Mason Crosby.
What is the name? Jack Hughes, Devils top pick.
There you go. Okay, that's a nice goal.
Are the Avalanche still a team? Are they still around?
Yes, they are.
Yep, they're still around.
I cannot name one current Avalanche player. There's no shot.
Nathan McKinnon, man, he is a beast.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, sure. I bet he is.
Very good. I'm only 8 minutes into my segment, so we've got 2 more
Well, we
minutes.
can talk about how bad ESPN is. We can talk about how they tried way too hard to be funny. Seattle's uniforms, they don't look too bad.
Seattle's uniforms are kind of fire. I actually want Kraken jersey. I want Tom, you already took off your
Buddy, I ripped it like 20 minutes ago to reveal the Buck shirt underneath.
Bandwagon.
Yeah.
Bandwagon. Listen, I am 100% a new fan. I mean, I paid attention to the Bucks like 6 months ago, and then when they came to New York, I was able to go see them. And then We went.
I'm gonna audible here.
Tom flew to Milwaukee twice. I think that.
And that's the thing. I'm gonna Here's the thing. I like, you can call me bandwagon. That's fine. Like, I'm gonna support them next year even if they suck. And like the year, because I didn't watch basketball. Like, I just had no interest in the sport whatsoever. And then like I went to game 1 and I was like, okay, like it was okay. And then game 7 happened and I was like, oh well, now like this is fun and actually enjoyable. And yeah, so now like I'm into it.
Basketball is a lot like football, except there's no hitting at all. It's just, but it's basically the same game.
It's like, I always had the perception that like the fourth quarter was the only thing that was interesting about it. But like, I get it. Like, I get how exciting it can be. So I was like, all right, now we dig it.
I like this question here, this super chat from the Rammers line, by the way. And this is good because Bengal's here. Thoughts on OU and Texas might join the SEC, and you as a Longhorn alum, I believe, Bengal, or at least
just a fan. We'll say. Yeah.
What do you think about that? Because we talked about this on Tuesday.
Bengal went to Harvard. I don't know what you're talking about, Adam.
Actually,
went to Harvard Medical.
Yeah, he was in the first graduating class of William and Mary in 1643.
I think it would honestly be a disaster for Texas A&M if that would happen, because I think the only thing Texas A&M has on Texas right now for recruiting is that they're in the SEC, and that's a big sell. But Texas has underperformed every year over the past 15 years since they won the national championship. I don't think they'd be much more than an 8 to 9, maybe 10-win team in the SEC at best. I think maybe that would push Alabama to the east, which would be bad for Florida and Georgia. Georgia hasn't won a championship in like 60 years. I don't know. I just don't think it'd be very good for anybody except for the SEC, who's going to be making a lot of money if that were to happen. OU would probably, there'd be a huge like conference shift. I don't know if anyone would get pushed out. Like Vanderbilt would probably be on the chopping block. I don't know. I kind of don't see it happening just because I don't think the Big 12 is going to allow their conference to just completely blow up. But I don't know. As a Texas fan, I don't think it's particularly good for Texas, who can't beat Kansas some years. So, yeah, I'm happy to stay in the Big 12.
Yeah, I speculated that it's just a leverage thing, that there's some type of negotiation going on and they're leaking this information to just get a bigger piece of the pie. Because really, I mean, what was it? A couple years ago, Texas threatened to just leave and completely break up the Big 12, and for some reason, you know, like they made all these concessions that were like, all right, you can have your own TV network, you can do all these things that make you the superlative schools in the conference. So I think something's going on behind the scenes that is making them Adam Schefter this up. All right, I made my allotted time, so I don't.
You did very good, Adam.
You did it. Woo!
Thank you. Okay.
Bengal.
Do we have any more topics?
I have, yes. I've got a whole segment, but I have a question for Bengal. Is this your most viewed video of all time?
In the grand scheme of things, I guess it has to be. Yeah, I have 3.5 million views. I didn't realize it was close to that.
We're giving you more as every single time it loops.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. People like they actually think I throw like that. Like it was literally done for a Philip Rivers impression. I was with Giraffe Neck Mark. I think we've told this story on this show before, back on the dumpster fire. But yeah, we were watching Philip Rivers throw, and I'm like, you know what? This could do okay on Twitter. And I made a little bet with Mark, and I'm like, hey, over under 100 likes. And he took the under, and it got like 28,000.
He owes you some money.
Yeah, I see that clip like just randomly often. People just like retweeting that.
Yeah, most people don't even know it's me. Like I say it, and then I had no idea, and I'm like, I thank you. I guess it means I've improved the way I look. I guess, but
my big question with that is, where do your hands go? They like disappear into your body like a turtle retracting its head. Like your hands just absolutely disappear. Like especially your left one, it's just gone. Do you have hands? Because I haven't seen them here.
Part of the motion
on this broadcast.
Let me just raise. I'll just bring them up in front of the camera right now.
Yeah, it's not a hand reveal stream. Okay, that costs a lot more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all revealed our hands, but Bingle's too big for that. Okay.
I think I've had my hands on stream actually several times because I've noticed my long skeleton fingers. I think I've done this several times.
I've got tiny fingers.
Yeah, I've got
The Small Hands Club.
Yeah.
Here.
I've got
let's compare
callous
our
hands.
Parna, let's compare hands. Put yours up. Put your dick beater up. There you go. All right. I think
He's a little
mine
bigger,
might
but
be
you're closer
smaller.
to the camera. Well, he's
Dude,
closer
how
to
are
the
you
camera.
going to compare hand sizes on cameras at different distances?
That's
You're
clickbait.
trying to
Science.
interject logic here. Don't.
Oh, look, mine are way bigger than everyone's. It takes up the
That's
entire
science.
frame.
Congratulations, you're better at athletics.
Tom,
and
let's
can
see
hold
your
a
dick
basketball
beater.
with
How
one
big are
hand.
yours?
I got some decently sized
Oh,
hands.
yeah. All right.
That's why his wide receiver video did so well.
Yeah.
Great hand
That's
size.
accurate.
Those huge
Dude,
hands.
I thought like 3 people would watch that, and the fact that of all videos that did well, and I was like, why?
That's how YouTube works.
I could do like 8 hours of research for a video and like spend hours editing, and then that will do well. And I'm like, I shot that in an afternoon.
Exactly. All right. I wanted. Okay, so I have showed this photo so many times to piss Tom off, or this one. Aaron Rodgers coming to Denver. Everybody's tired of it. So today, Tom, to show good faith, here's one of my favorite Denver Broncos, Milwaukee native, the best ball batter downer in the league, Shelby Harris, rocking his Bucks jersey, welcoming you to the bandwagon. Also, that jersey is sick.
That is a nice jersey.
That's a nice
That is
jersey,
a
yeah.
very nice.
Like the
jersey.
Kraken, great name. I agree with you, Adam. Like that's a solid name for a new team. That Milwaukee Bucks jersey, awesome. Also awesome. Matthew Judon on Twitter today. The NFLPA fucking sucks.
I mean, you should have known that at the moment they agreed to that contract that did nothing in regards to helping major players or any regular players. It just gave them a few scraps. It's like, here, go do stuff. We can do whatever. And then that's why they had the 17th game and then a second bye week and then an 18th game. And then what happened today with the mandatory vaccinations, or else you're not getting paid after going a couple weeks earlier, just saying, oh, you can just do whatever. We don't care. Now it's like, I wonder what really changed their minds there.
Weed.
Yeah, so that tweet was, people believe it's in response to the NFL announcing that if a team has a COVID outbreak and they're forced to forfeit because they can't reschedule, none of the players are going to get paid for that week.
On either team.
On either team. So players were unhappy. This was Judon's response. Oh man, where's my DeAndre Hopkins had a tweet that he also, I believe, or that he deleted.
Yep.
So the
DeAndre
NFLPA,
Hopkins, Jalen Ramsey too.
yeah. So in the NFLPA, he's right because they did screw him in the CBA renegotiation or whatever. But here's what I find very funny, because I agree the NFLPA sucks. I don't know if it sucks about this thing, but NFL owners more and more are coming out saying yeah, we got to get everybody vaccinated. Like Jerry Jones is saying, when Jerry says something, you're like, oh, okay, what's going on here? The NFL wants them. It's because if they don't, there's a chance for the NFL to lose money. So like the NFL, it never has anything to do with them and what they actually believe for player safety. It is, if we have to cancel any games, we are going to lose money. The same way we will hide the science we have on concussions, because if people find out how bad this shit is, we might lose money. So I think it's like a weird situation where you've got the vaccination being politicized, right? So there's there's this fractured, I think, set of opinions about what the players are saying, what the NFL's doing, how the NFLPA is supporting the NFL in this situation, not protecting players. It's going to be, I think, a big story for a few days, at least also on Matthew Judon's Twitter. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. And then right under it, the NFL.
And it's pretty on brand for him right there.
Yeah.
I don't think forcing people to do something is the way to go, but this sets a horrible precedent, right? Like, I think you're going to see players either bullying other ones to get the vaccine or faking results or signing, teams signing guys off the streets, or a lot of pressure from the players to put games on. Tom, get your wide receiver chops ready, because you could be playing for the Packers this year if an outbreak happens, because they will play a game come hell or high water. That's going to happen. That's basically the precedent.
We saw that last year. Remember that ugly Ravens-Steelers game that was pushed back to Wednesday? They were without like an entire amount of their teams, and it was like, this is one of the worst games of football I've ever seen.
Oh, did any of your teams have to start a practice squad receiver?
Exactly. That too. Yeah. And then the NFL just goes, you should have worn your mask.
Should have worn your mask.
Double hypocrisy. And then New Orleans, like, literally is dancing in the locker rooms, like, go.
So what happens when vaccinated? So if you're vaccinated and you get the COVID, then it doesn't count as an outbreak?
I think, like, apparently, like, it's not an outbreak, but if you're able to go back with 24 hours of, like, a back-to-back retests of negative tests.
So the wording said unvaccinated. So like I think it's so like if you're vaccinated and you get it, I would imagine the rules, again, this is circumstance, but I imagine the rules don't apply. Like, I think that this is amazing, considering an amazing like hypocrisy. Like, the COVID opt-out was also a couple of weeks ago, and so now players with this information can't opt out.
Right, that's some bitch shit.
And I will say, like, I understand the logic between if you were, let's just say, like, the Bills, because it's Cole Beasley, right? If Cole Beasley was like, screw this, like, I'm not going to get vaccinated, and he infects like his entire team, right? I can understand like Cole Beasley getting punished, but for you to like punish like the team that they're going to play and they don't get paid, like, it goes back to what Five said, like, that's going to create such a toxic culture of just because like now you're responsible for somebody else's money. And like that is such a terrible precedent to, like, not even talking about the vaccine, like the fact that like because another player made a decision, you are not going to get paid for a week.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
That's incredibly terrible. Yeah.
You know what I think? I think these players should just shut up and dribble.
This season, NFL players forced to dribble footballs. What will happen?
I honestly, I think that there will be no missed games. I think I don't see why you wouldn't get vaccinated. I mean, you're going to be involved. Like, I mean, come on, we made it through last year without the vaccine existing, and there were no canceled games. The percentages are in favor of every game going on. This seems like unnecessary posturing by the NFL, but it is bad and. I think if they had this information, people would have opted out. More people would have.
I agree. Now, like, if you're the Bills, like, do you cut Cole Beasley?
You make him cut his damn hippie hair.
I thought he's going to retire anyways. Like,
like, if you have say unvaccinated player X, whatever, like, if you're a team, like, that just became a liability. So, like, at the same time,
he's right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, again, and not even talking about the politics of the vaccine. I don't care. I'm talking about, like, if you're a team now, like, you have to make an active decision of, like, oh crap, like, if I have a player that doesn't want to get vaccinated, like, that not only puts like my revenue at risk, like, it's rough.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a consideration for cutting someone that just doesn't want to get vaccinated. Absolutely.
I do like that we put up the stick to sports comment. I don't know if that person's being
I think it's
sarcastic,
but
there are people right now who would be pissed off because we're talking about this, and it is literally sports.
Yes.
It is
well, the problem is you cannot win. You cannot have an opinion and never win.
But
it's like last year. Remember last June, no matter what opinion you had, you were just going to get destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing's happening here. Like, you're going to get destroyed no matter what side you take. If you just say, like, oh, vaccination is, like, your own right and it's your own choice to make, you're still going to get bitched at from everyone. So it doesn't matter. One side will bitch at you for saying that you're in line with big pharma and big government. The other side's going to bitch that you're killing grandma. So make your choice.
Just like everybody bitched about Space Jam, And now LeBron James is a fucking billionaire. So suck it. That's pretty cool.
He's
First
got
NBA
Giannis
player,
beat there.
$1 billion in career earnings. Jordan didn't do it. Giannis will not do that in Milwaukee, but maybe in a bigger market. Last thing I have. Okay, this is really just a personal reflection.
What's up?
Yeah, there you go.
This week, I thought I made a good observation. I put this joke in a video, and then I revisit it, and I'm like, I'm not sure if this is good. Maybe it is. Maybe it's bad. Maybe it's horrible. I just wanted your honest feedback of this. And I'm saying the new pass rushing duo nickname for Chase Young and Montez Sweat is Rumpelstiltskin and Rapunzel. I think this is a solid observation, but I don't know. Judging by the way you guys' faces look, I need to revisit my entire existence and how I approach humor in my videos.
Did Will write that one?
Oh no, that Will writes good jokes.
Okay, I was gonna say, all right, good.
I mean, the hair's pretty, you gotta admit, but I'm always jealous of anyone with hair, so I'm just gonna go with that. And Chase Young.
Wait. 5. Is the painting done?
What do you mean? Is the painting done?
Did you touch it up at all, or that was it?
No, I did not touch it up because I'm finished with it. Like
Got
I can't stand looking at it anymore.
Is that it in the background?
Yes, it is right here.
Oh, is this it? Oh, okay. No.
Here you go. This is my.
I still think that's solid.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
That's like an album cover.
You guys forced me to paint that.
Oh
Okay,
God,
so-
you're forced to paint. Oh my God, you're a horrible thing.
Honestly,
And then
though,
you're gonna
for
probably
Giants
throw it
fans-
in an auction and donate the proceeds to charity. Look at you, you're so oppressed.
For Giants fans, though, like 5 points, and I feel like that's almost, and this is not even an exaggeration at all. That's like making a Vietnam War veteran draw the jungle. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Relive the trauma.
No difference.
And you served in Vietnam, right, Bengal? I think you did 2 tours.
Yeah, only a few tours, I guess, but
Right.
I'm sure I wake up in my sleep screaming. But I did it for my country.
You did it. We did it. We did a show. Super chats. What we have the countdown? 30 seconds.
We should do the countdown. All right. Oh, explain to everyone. Like you got. I think I'm suspecting that Tree might be the loser here.
Tree might be
So,
losing.
if-
If you want to ensure he loses, continue to donate to him during this 30-second countdown.
Or
Punishment I
unless
have
someone
lined
wants
up.
to defeat Tommyism in the last second, or maybe somehow punish Brandon just for being the host. But I'm clearly. Any
I know,
buzzer beaters?
Tom's been sitting on this punishment for at least a month. Too.
I know. He
Tree.
doesn't have the stupid.
Chop
doesn't have-
the tree. We're chopping the tree.
I hope it involves wood in some way.
It involves a chainsaw. He's gonna kill me and literally. By chop it down, I mean literally become the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Chop, 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 chop.
All right, that's the buzzer.
Boo.
Let's get it, baby.
All right, let's. Bengal, how many super chats did you get?
0. Yeah.
Okay,
You
so you
lucky
clearly
bastard,
won
you
today. Good job.
Thank you.
I'll go. I'll volunteer my information. I made $19.59. Love y'all.
I'd rather only have 19.
And
I had 37.96, so not a
Oh,
loser,
he's
but
so
I still beat
great.
I'd rather have 37.
Yep, nope. Tree is
still better than Bengal.
because
that guy's
I made $189.95. Tree, what did you make, buddy? Because I know
Way more than that. I'm fucked.
what's the number, bud? It's a big one.
Yeah. Thanks, asshole.
Mhm.
Something like 763.
Oh, there it is. There it is. All
I
right.
thought I would have had everyone blow their load yesterday.
Now, if I may present a punishment idea for you fine gentlemen. here.
No, you can go fuck yourself.
Okay, Treat. I'm not talking to you right now. So, what I bring to the table, we came up with this about a month ago while we were doing one of the Friday night Q&A streams. We think that Tree should, on a live stream, of course, run a 5K in a Myles Garrett jersey and helmet.
What? A 5K in a Myles Garrett jersey and
5K.
helmet?
Live streaming all the way. as he runs a 5K.
What
In
is
a
your
Miles Garrett jersey.
You were just trying to make me suffer.
I'm just gonna make you healthy, buddy. We're gonna do it together.
It's not even about health. Like I can run a 5K. I don't.
I know.
you can run a 5K?
I haven't done it in a while, but I
We're gonna
usually do
5K
a
this
decent bit of cardio.
afternoon. But I want to live stream in a Miles Garrett jersey and helmet. We were gonna say a Grizzly costume, but we decided that'll be for a different day. We'll do.
All you're gonna hear is loud fucking breathing from me.
Yeah, that's great.
No one wants to hear that shit.
I think if you really want to play into the character, you can rip off the helmet and attack people on the side.
That's
Very
afterwards. Dude, that's after the run.
I think you should run through.
Yeah,
I
you
think
got to
what would
say
make
things.
it
I
better
heard him say cracker.
is if you run through
He said
downtown
hunky.
Pittsburgh with that outfit on. Just, I'm doing a live stream and people are just yelling at you like, why are you wearing that Garrett jersey? You're supposed to be a fan, tree.
Like they don't know who the fuck I am. I'll just get like shit thrown at me. It's like, dude, somebody's probably gonna throw like a big gulp at me. I know it's gonna be like, oh well, that's the third thing of spit that has been thrown at me today.
All right,
you live stream with your phone and you just jog it out, bud.
Are we agreeing?
I mean, that's what I brought to the table.
Or are you going to use your veto? Because I'm
No,
sure
no,
Tom
I'll
has
do
an
it.
alternative.
I'll do it. I mean,
He'll
it
do
might be a
it.
bit, but I'll do it.
He'll do it.
I don't know if I'll live stream it.
What
I'll do
a
it
team
recording.
player. You're not going to live stream it?
Oh, I might. I don't know. I probably won't. Nobody.
I
wants
think you
to
should
see-
do
nobody
it
wants to
during
see me do that
Clickbait
shit.
Sports.
Gotta live stream it. Gotta
You
live.
can make a vlog.
No, you can actually do StreamYard on your phone. You should do it during the fucking show.
Oh,
That's an idea right there.
That's pretty good.
There you go.
what's
How
your
many
game
miles
plan,
can you
Mike?
do in an hour?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I walk like around 4 to 4.5.
So,
I
You
do
can do
more.
a
I do
mile.
more. I do incline walking. I don't really do much jogging and running. So
All right. Well, you should be able to run 5K. You get one of those distance tracker apps, and it'll tell you that you made 5K. I don't care if you do it.
5K is like what? 3.2 miles.
3.1, baby. 3.1.
3.1. All right.
Okay,
Oh, that'll
Easy.
be like if I walk it, it'll be like an hour, maybe
60
like
minutes,
45
yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, dude, I
All
walk faster than 3.3.
Fair enough. Order the. I think that the helmet is a little excessive, though. It is summertime.
Yeah, dude, that's I
I think
sweat
the
like
Garrett
crazy to
jersey's
begin with,
fine.
dude.
Okay. Oh, Tom is just like no mercy in this dojo.
No, I'm not looking awake, Jared. I look dead on the inside. You know that.
Nope. there is no. It's either that or the Grizzly costume, and I thought that this was a lot more merciful than the Grizzly costume in the summer.
Am I not?
I'm asking. I don't know why this was even suggested to begin with.
Well, you agreed to it. You did not use your veto. We'll see you next week.
See you
That's
guys.
right, I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going away.
Oh,
So,
that's
right.
right.
All
yeah,
right.
I'm going to Baltimore.
We'll have to find another replacement for you. Maybe Brett could come on the show. But Bengal, you were great.
Bengal,
today,
thanks for coming on,
by the
bud.
way.
Yeah,
Thanks for
man.
having me. It was a pleasure.
Where can
Thanks
people
for coming
find you now that nobody's watching the show anymore?
I do not reveal where I live.
Oh, okay.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
I'm on the internet. I'm in various
curtains.
different nooks and crannies, forums.
He lives
Here's
in
a
the
question.
basement of the National Archives.
Will Bengal stay on YouTube?
It seems like my guy that I replaced was not too happy I was in this spot, so I don't know.
Looks like
When is that happening, Tom? You and
Dude,
your
it's been in a fit. Tomorrow will be a month since it quote unquote shipped. July 10th, it was in a processing facility in China, and now it's still in a different processing facility. I didn't realize that. So Five sent me the website. I didn't realize it was coming from China. So
I didn't know that either. Stephen Frick sent me that link.
Yep.
So
like again, I'll show you the receipt. Like it's 300 buckaroonies. Like it's paid. I can't do anything about it at this point.
you're gonna have to jog a 5K in that fucking thing. Is what's gonna
and
happen. So don't. Yeah, you
they'll make
think
me
you're
jog
so
a 5K in the shampoo thing.
Yeah.
They'll make me
You
do
think
that.
you're clever dishing out punishment. You're gonna get it back, buddy.
That's
You're gonna
fine.
get it back.
That's fine.
People need to check out Tom Grossi's Milwaukee Bucks blog.
Thank you. I recorded 100 and I think it was 19 clips and put that son of a gun together last
There you
night.
go.
It was a lot of fun.
Tree,
Time to twerk.
what do
No,
you
no.
got going on?
Well, I'm working on a hater's guide to the expansion draft, and now I have to figure out how to run a 5K in a goddamn Miles Garrett jersey and apparently a Browns helmet. I mean, Browns helmet's a little excessive.
Adam?
I am working on the never-ending search for better quarterback statistics.
I see Tree's chat is just they're asking if I'm okay and why I'm so quiet. I thought I was, if anything, I was talkative on this show. But you know, ever since I got the vaccination, I can't really make eye contact with people, and loud noises are frightening to me.
I'll tell you why.
I'm developing antisocial tendencies.
Oh no,
It's
that's
that
just
damn
the
vaccine.
lockdowns. That's not the vaccination.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of people are doing that from the lockdowns. You're good.
This is a tough mix to be thrown into. We barely know how to get through this show, so
Accurate.
No, I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought it was not the best show we've ever done, but close.
Third best, maybe fourth.
I think the first one
Could
we
be
did was
fifth.
the best.
Might be sixth.
The one
The
where I was,
preview one was pretty good too.
Might be eighth.
Draft
Could be ninth.
wait till
best,
football
for sure.
season.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
11th.
count out 10th.
So hopefully.
11th.
All right.
Now we're getting a little
Here we
crazy.
go.